Father Scott. I'm back with another video for you today. I'm going to talk a bit about, well, what I have here is what I'm going to put on the plane when I leave here. I have my ticket already. It's going from Dillingham, Alaska to Anchorage, Seattle, London, Lisbon. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get everything for 180 days, 6 months, packed in one pack sack. So I can just take it with me, put it on the plane, don't have to worry about anything. So that's what I did. And I'm going to show you what it is, what I got. The thing about it is, the only thing I do not have on in this right now is I don't have any money in there for the trip yet. I'm hoping to get some. I don't have, what else? There's no food, and there's no water. And what else? That's pretty much it. Everything else I have is just this, and this thing right here. There's gonna be a few things that I attached to myself. And one of those things are one of these little gems. Okay, I slide in the phone in this thing, boom. Put it in, and then the strap that goes across your chest here, I just clip it on like that. So I have really easy access to my phone if I need it. I know I like using my phone for listening to music and the GPS on there if I need it. I've gotten lost several times, don't like doing that. So I have tracks usually that I look at if I need to. This works great. So anyway, you might want to think about getting yourself one of those. Then, what I have, the only things I had to put in my side pockets in my Hyperlight backpack were these little guys. And I'm going to change, I'm going to use these are called Chacos. And the reason why I like them is because most of these sandals that you just slip in and don't have a back, they start doing this thing on you when you're walking on them and you're trying to kick them over and all that. Well, these got kind of an extra strap there that helps that. Plus, they're a little light, and so you can wear your socks in these as well. Where you can't with the UFOs that I've been taking, these babies, you can't really wear socks in them if you need to. So I'm going to change to these, and they actually have a pretty good side on them. So when you're walking, your foot's not going to mess around. And the best thing about it has that arch in there that you need. So you don't get plantar fasciitis or whatever you call it. So these are the only two things I had to tack to the outside of my pack. So I have both of those in the side pockets. Okay, so that's that. The next thing I wanted to show you is, of course, I got my shell. My brother got drilled a hole through it. These are, I guess they're kind of hard to drill a hole through these things. So the drill bits are kind of weird and they slide around a lot. But he got this for me, and so I just put it on a little string. Then I can stick it in the little pouch here if I need to, as I'm walking, or just let it dangle. And so there's that. And then of course, I don't know about this. I have this metal lark bottle, which I'm gonna try to get on the plane. That's the only thing I'm not really sure of. And I have the little pouch right here for it. And this thing, you tap on it 3 times, and it goes 3 minutes or something like that, and it gets rid of all the bacteria, so you don't have to worry about getting that. And so I'm gonna try using that and getting it on the plane in this little pouch. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we shall see. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take a chance, take a risk. Then of course I have little side pouches on this thing, little side pockets, which I'm gonna show you next. What I have here, they're not too bad. The size isn't too bad on the Hyperlights. Right, here's one of them. The other one's the same size. And in those, for now, until I get to where I'm set up, I just wanted to get everything inside of my pack. And so that way, I don't have to have things hanging out of it when I'm putting it up into the overhead compartment and all that. So I worked really hard on getting everything inside the pack. The first thing in the side pocket I just put is this little rain cover. I'm going to use that, even though it says it's waterproof and all. I'm going to use the rain cover if it's raining really hard and I'm walking a long ways. I don't mind walking in the rain. It's warm. I've walked many times on the Camino without a jacket, without anything, except for this cover on my pack. And, you know, and then the sun would come out and I'd dry off anyway. Be walking along more and I might get wet, but I wasn't really that cold because I was moving. So I don't worry too much about it, but I do have a rain jacket in there, which I'm going to wear. But I'm going to have this. It's in one side pocket. And then I have my headphones. I got some Bose here that I'm going to wear to listen to music and to my GPS. And then I have some extra tips. I have the rubber ones that you use so you don't go click, click, click. I don't like that clicking noise. And there are some clicking ones in here, but I have about 4 or 5 of those in here. So for now, those are in my little side pocket here, and they fit in there really easily, not a problem. Plenty of room. Now on the other side, that's just one side. What I'll probably end up doing is putting some of that stuff in my pack and putting a little bit of, I always like to carry like a fruit while I'm walking. That's my snack. I usually snack on fruit and sardines of all things. Sardines are actually pretty healthy. You sit down and eat a can or 2 of those, and they have the oil in there, and you know the fish is really good for you. I like taking fruit and sardines, and then in the other pouch I have my shades, which I don't really like to wear, but because when you sweat they just get all weird. I got those in the pouch. I might probably keep those in there. And then I have my headphone or my head light in there because I get up really early. I like to walk and get to places early so that I can then kind of go around I like to search around in the villages and just look at things and experience things, and it's really nice. Okay, so there's pretty much everything that I have on the outside, and that's totally it. So inside this baby, I have, like I said, for 180 days, I put everything in here. I put my tent, and I'll just kind of take it out piece by piece for you. And this is nice because you can kind of roll it down, and it's got a little compression. You can compress it on the sides here, which I have done. And you can also add things to the top. It has a strap that goes over the top here. And you can put anything up on top, like a rain jacket or something, and cinch it down really good. Really, this is a really nice setup, engineered pack, just hyper light. So inside here, it's got Velcro on top. Inside here, for right now, I have my puffy there, and it's the same jacket I have on here. One of them had a bad zipper, so they sent me another one. Anyway, this one works. I went back and forth so many times on jackets. I wanted to get a micro Patagonia, but I sent away and came back and I tried them on. They didn't fit. I sent it back, came back, didn't fit. So I just gave up. And I've had these for a long time, and I think they'll be fine. I really like it. I wear this and then a rain jacket over it a lot of times in the really cold when I'm out here in Alaska, and it's just fine. So here is my puffy. Really nice. It's this one's actually North Face. One of the very first ones they made, and it's just got the little squares on it. That's pretty nice. All right, so there's that. And then, speaking of rain jacket, I have this rain jacket. It's a Patagonia. I forget what they call it, what brand it is, but it's really nice. It has the zipper, the thing over the zipper where you can't get the water in there, and it has the zippers under here, so I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't worn it yet, but we'll see what happens. Should be good. Then the next thing in there is I have another knee pad. My knees are getting kind of bad, but I should be all right. And then I have this for when it rains. I can just put my iPhone in there, hang it over my neck, around my neck, and then have that there, and I can still use it out here on the face of it. They work really well. I've used them before. It's called a sync wire. Interesting. The name of it, sync wire. Got that off Amazon. Then I have some dryer sheets in here for my shoes. My shoes, I don't know if I showed you. I'm not going to put those in the backpack, but unless I take an extra. But I have the shoes here, and like I said, I use these with the high arches. They're really tough, and if you use the cheap inserts, that the shoes come from for over 10 or 20 or 30 years, you're gonna have some foot problems. So if you've been hiking for a long time, you might want to get your body used to having a higher arch in there. It's very stable. These are called Ortho-Heel Sports, really good. But the trouble is with these Ultra shoes, after you walk with them a few miles, they start squeaking on you. So you get the dryer sheet and you put one underneath and voila, the squeaking vanishes. So I got some dryer sheets in here that I'm gonna take with me. And so there's that. So here's this, and here is my knee brace. My brother got those for me, and I'm really thankful. They work very well. There's that. And the next thing in my pack is my little electrical kit. I have a power bank, which I've had for years. It seems to work pretty good. It's not that big either. And, you know, it charges 3 or 4, maybe 5 times my phone. That's usually all I take is my phone. And then I have, of course, the all important Spanish little thing here that you plug into the wall, converter. And I got a couple of cables in there, and you know, just the basic stuff. Hopefully it's not going to be too heavy. But it's all in a plastic bag. There's nothing wrong with plastic bags. I know people like to buy all those fancy little airtight holders and all that, but believe it or not, these little things, they're worth their weight in gold, and they're light as a feather. There's that. And then the next thing I have is my little kit of everything I have in here is like for blisters, toiletry things. I have some plastic toothpicks, some Neosporin. I have some lotion in here, some little toe guard things that you put over your toes to prevent them from getting blisters. I have a shaver in. I have some blades and a razor blade, and I have some sheep's wool in here, and I have a little thing of a big thing of dental floss, and I have some deodorant in there, little tiny. I don't usually use that. I'm going to try using that on my feet, some antiperspirant, because I heard that works. So I'm just going to, it's kind of a little gimmick, but I'm going to see if it works. Hopefully it will. And I have some Compeed in there, but I tried to fit it all in this one little bag, and it's not that heavy. And it's clear, and I can kind of see what's in there. So, and I got some toothpaste and a little toothbrush as well. So, and then what else? Yep. And that's pretty much it. There's that. You know, you can buy this stuff along the way as you're going along. If you run low or figure out you need something. It's half the fun. And then here's my little night guard bag. So what I have in here is a little, let's see, I have my little alarm clock, which I just love. And the reason why I like it is because you can turn the light on this thing, and if you're in the dark, you can, you know, when you wake up, you can just look at it and see it, and you can turn the light back off. It's a really small little light. It doesn't take up much battery power. It's called a Night Owl Marathon. And I love it because you can just set it up. And like I said, when you wake up and want to know what time it is, you just glance over at it and the light's on, it's fine. Then when you get up in the morning, you just turn the light off. And then it's also a little alarm clock. So I've always carried that with me, and it's just done great for me. I mean, I really like it. So this is my, like I said, and I have some I have some batteries in here. I have some earplugs, a bunch of earplugs, and a face mask. I've never tried a face mask, but I'm going to try it this year because if I stay in Albergue only a few times, it's going to be worth it because you got lights and I go to bed early, and I like to, I don't like the light when I'm trying to fall asleep. It's kind of tough for me. Maybe not everyone, but for me to fall asleep when it's light outside ain't that easy. Ain't that easy. So that's my little night bag. And then I also have in here another little bag, which is my pillow. Now, I'm probably going to take it. It's pretty nice. It's about this big, and it blows up. It's kind of heavy. It's kind of a luxury. But I'm going to try. I've always taken it. If I leave anything, this will probably be it. But if you've tried sleeping on clothes and maybe even a coat, it's just not the same. It's not as comfortable. So anyway, there's that. It's a little pillow. Next I have in here is 1 full day's change of clothes. 1 full day's change of clothes. And it's been, I've gone back and forth several times with these things. So what I can stick in there, number one is like a buff or a handkerchief. I can put over my head if the sun gets too bad. Boom, there's one thing. I got a pair of merino wool socks, and I have liners that I've never tried, the thin REI liners made out of merino wool. If I start getting blisters or I feel them, I might try the double socks, see what happens, but I could fit that in the bag. And then for chafing, I have a pair of these. They're, let me see, I must have them inside out. They're Under Armour. I do. They're Under Armour, and they go down kind of far, and it keeps from chafing. And so I've never had chafing when I've worn these. It seems like they work really, really well. Then I'm trying something new on the shirt. I'm trying a merino wool shirt. And I actually tried a few of them on. And this is called a Merino Tech. And I tried some of the other wool brands, and some of them itched really bad, and some of them just didn't fit right. And this one is really kind of soft, so I think they mix it with a little bit of other things, but they make it soft, doesn't itch. And I washed it once. I got a large, and it shrunk a little bit, but I wear a medium usually, and so perfect. And it's really nice, and it's a long sleeve. And I got two, I'm gonna wear one of these and then I'll pack the other one. Then I also changed out my shorts that I'm going to wear. Before I had these are more like, almost like swimming trunks, but they're Patagonia. I forget what they're called, but they're 10-inch, so they're gonna go down a little bit below my knees, Patagonia. And they have the waist strap, and they have this little back pocket if I need it. And I had been using they had a little belt on them, and they're really light and everything, and they had the big pockets in the front. But I never put things in pockets. I don't like to hike with a bunch of stuff in my pockets. I just don't. So these are super light and will dry fast, and got the little cord here. You don't have to worry about an extra belt. And I'm gonna try these out this year. I got a blue one and a black one, so we'll see how that goes. So that's all I'm gonna have in that bag right there. And that's gonna be, what I'll do is I'll get to the albergue or get to the hostel where I'm gonna stay. I'll change into my clean clothes, wash those up, hang them up, and the next morning pack them up and take off. So that's the plan there. And then the next thing I have is I went back to Hyperlite, and I was hoping my quilt was gonna fit in this, but it's just a tad bit big, and it wouldn't quite fit in here. But this is waterproof, and it's from Hyperlite. And so, although my quilt is not gonna fit in here, I fit pretty much everything else that I needed to, just in case it got wet. So it's kind of, this will really help. I'll eventually put things in here that need to stay dry. But for now, like I said, I'm just backing to get on the airplane, having everything in one place. So in this little pouch right here is I have quite a few little things. Like I said, I'm gonna be camping and stuff. So here's kind of my extra things. I have another ace bandage. I have a rosary, which I pray every day. I have one of these little rubber things so I can, work out my upper body a little bit, because my legs are gonna get such a workout. I like to keep my upper body a little bit more healthy. And then I have some clothespins in there and a little piece of twine for clothesline. I think that's it. Yep. So I put it all in a little plastic bag, just kind of extra things that I will. Oh, and there's also reflector tape. You can see some reflector tape here. I'll probably put some on my poles. If I haven't already, my hiking poles, put some reflector tape on there, because like I said, I like to get up really early, and sometimes it's dark, and that really helps. Okay, then I had, just in case, I just have a little water purifier here in case you know, I don't think I'm gonna need this unless I really get hardcore camping, maybe up in Scotland or England or something. But I am gonna take it, and most of my walks are gonna be within, you know, a few miles of a place to get water and stuff, I'm hoping. But if I do camp, I might wanna use this. And plus I have the Lark bottle if I want to get into a stream and I want to get the bacteria out of it. I got that. Pretty lightweight. Okay, then, oh, that goes in, that's gonna go in this. So I'm gonna keep those separated. And then I have a little thing of bug spray. Like I said, I will be camping, and this is called Ranger Ready. And it's supposed to be pretty user-friendly with regards to, you know, eating up your crystal on your watch or your plastic on your watch. Some of those DEETs, I think it is, you spray on there and it just starts eating through your crystal. I guess this won't do that. And I've used it out hiking here in Alaska, actually in the mornings, and when it's warm, there's a lot of mosquitoes, and it worked well. I couldn't believe how well it worked. So that's called Ranger Ready. Ranger Ready. Check that out. Then I got a pair of lightweight cotton liners. Okay, and I have the only extra clothes I'm going to bring, because it might be cold in September, October, is I'm going to take a really lightweight, long-sleeved shirt. And this is, I normally wouldn't take this if I was only going to be gone during the summer. I'd never take an extra pair of things, but if it gets a little chilly, I may have to double up with the shirts. And then I have some tights. Just will keep the chill off while I'm walking until I get going. Once you get going, you get warm up really fast. Even if it's like 45 or 50, you're gonna warm up pretty fast. But I think these will be good in 40-degree weather, maybe even a little colder. I use them up here until it gets down to 30, and then I'll go with a little heavier. But these are really thin, just tights, basically. So that's the extra clothes. And then I have a little towel for the albergues, and they don't have one. It's pretty small, but it's 20 by 40 inches. I got it off Amazon. It's called microfiber rain leaf. So it goes in there. Then I got a bug net, just in case. That would be the second thing I would drop, if maybe the pillow and this, but I really like these. And if I'm camping, sitting out, and it's a nice day and there's bugs all over, I mean, this is gonna be worth its weight in gold. And there's really no way to it. It's like a marshmallow. Okay, there's that. Then I have, this is my liner for the albergue. It's made out of silk and some cotton in there. I think silk's supposed to be pretty good for the bed bugs, but it's pretty big, it's extra wide, long, very light. And so I'm thinking if I have to stay in an albergue on a top bunk, it's gonna be hot up there. I don't care, I've never slept in a cool albergue. I haven't slept in a lot of them because I don't really like to, but the ones I've slept in have always been hot. And so this is gonna be really light. And plus I have a really heavyweight blanket in here that I can use. It's a quilt. So liner, silk, cotton. Then I have an extra plastic bag, and I can put that inside my pack as an extra little liner. And then I have this is a Nemo Tensor insulated, and it's a little on the heavy side. It's probably 1.5 pounds maybe. Weighs as much, a little more than my tent. My tent is just super light. But this, and the trouble with these really lightweight blow up sleeping mats is that they get punctured really easily, and I'm just kind of worried about that. But I'll see what happens. I'm gonna try it out, and hopefully, I'm not gonna camp that much anyway. I'm thinking if I camp 30 to 40 days out of the 180, I'll probably be doing good. I'll probably be doing real good. So there's that. And then here's my tent. And like I said, this thing is lighter. This thing is lighter than that. I mean, this is like this. It's a duplex, a Z-Plex duplex, or Z-Pack duplex is how you say it, yeah. And I've set it up a couple times. Light as a feather, and it's hardly anything at all. The tent that I had before, my very first Camino, I thought I was going to camp and didn't need it. The thing weighed about 4.5 pounds, now. And that was light back then in 2015. And this baby here, a little over 1.5 pounds. And it's double, it's a 2-man tent. So that takes care of what was in this little waterproof bag. And then finally, let me see what else I have in there. I stuffed in, let me see here. I put in a plastic bag in here, and then I stuffed in my quilt. Pull that baby out. Here's the old quilt. I mean, it's just light as a feather, and it's good for, I guess it's good for 20 degrees. And it's synthetic because I'm allergic to down. And I'm trying to figure out where I got it from. I can't remember the brand of it. It's made in Winona, Minnesota. Handmade in Winona, Minnesota. So it's really nice. It's green on one side. And I think if it gets cold at all, I mean, this is going to be the ticket. I mean, if it gets to 30 or 40 degrees, this is going to be fine if I end up camping out. I just, it's a lot of bulk to take with you on a Camino, because unless you're going to camp, you'll never need something this big. And so, in fact, most albergues nowadays have blankets and stuff. So this little liner would be all you would need in an albergue, and maybe your clothes if it does get a little chilly. But this is a little overkill for a Camino. But like I said, camping is one thing, and so I'm gonna have to take it along with me. So that's gonna be pretty nice. And then finally, my last little piece of equipment is a little stand so I can do videos. It's pretty small, and it's got a little battery in there. I got this off Amazon, and it's a little tripod. And so here it is, and then you fold it down like this, and here's where you put the camera, and then you have the little, let me see here. It also has legs on it. I don't even know how to get them out. Here we go. It has legs, and then it's also a selfie stick. Look at that baby. And it's really light and compact. And so I'll be able to set that up, and if I want to do any videos out there, I could do that. Yeah, Yozon, something like that. Yoozon. Okay. So yeah, pretty handy little rig. It's small, so I could pretty much put it anywhere. And then it's got a little battery. The remote control, I guess, slides right into it. See, the remote control where you can use it is here, and you can just push it in and out, take it off and use it, or hold it back in there. So that's kind of cool. I got the battery out right now because I got a few months before I leave, and I don't want to run it. I don't want to put it in there yet. So I just keep it in here. So anyway, there you have it. All the stuff I am going to take for 180 days. And like I said in my last video, I kind of broke up the stages that I was going to take. I'll go through them real quick for you again. I'm doing the Portuguese route in May, from Lisbon to Porto. I called it Porta. It's Porto, in my last video, but it's Porto. I'm gonna do that with my sister, starting in Lisbon in May of 2023. And hopefully take a month or less. Then after that, I'm gonna head down to Madrid, hike the Madrid trail. And I forget the name of the town where it comes out at, but I have about 60 more kilometers to Lyon once the Camino Madrid ends. So I'm gonna be good on the French way for around 60 kilometers. Then I'm going to hit the Camino San Salvador, and it goes boom right up to Oviedo. And once I'm in Oviedo, I have to get on my GPS, Google Maps, and go up to Aviles, which is on the Norte. So I'm going from the French way up to San Salvador to the Norte, Aviles. And Aviles, I'm going to cut over. It's almost another 200 kilometers to Ribadeo. And Ribadeo, I'm going to, there's something called the Ruta do Mar, which branches off the Del Norte, Camino del Norte, and it goes north and around the ocean, and it's just, I heard it was fabulous. It goes around the ocean, and you know where it ends? The English Way. So then I'm going to take the English Way down to Santiago. And I think it's 945 kilometers. So I'm hoping it'll take me less than 2 months, a little bit less than 2 months, because I'm gonna have to get over to Scotland and do the St. Ninian's Way, which ends up in this beautiful area called St. Andrew's Cathedral. It's just a real beautiful place. And it kind of borders the coastline of Scotland and goes through the center of it and up to Glasgow and all that area. And then it take a ferry and you go over to St. Andrews. And then after that, that's about 340 miles. That should take a month. And then I'm going and doing the Southwest Coast Path in England. And it's this little kind of foot that sticks out from England. And you go down and you kind of go down and around it and all the way back up. And that's 600 and some miles. So that's going to be my second and third month in England. So that's going to be 3 months in Europe and 3 months in the UK. So I'm pretty excited about it. And hopefully this is all the gear I'm going to take. Like I said, I'll have to buy food and have the water. So that'll be a little extra weight on me. Not that much. Right now, what I have here is a little over 20 pounds. So I'm real comfortable with that. I weigh about 180. So 18 pounds, 18 to 20. I'm happy with that. Alrighty then. Hope to see you out there next year. Peace and buen camino.